Welcome to the Healthier Tech Podcast, the show about building a healthier relationship with modern technology. Now here are your hosts, R. Blank and Stephanie Warner.
Welcome, Camille, to the Healthier Tech Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
So before we get into Food Next Door, let's talk a little bit about the problem that you're working to solve. Because I've heard about food waste. I mean, at least I know some of the, I've heard some of the coverage in the United States, but like, how big of a problem is this?
So it's huge. So I don't know if you know, but actually a third of the food produced is wasted. And surprisingly, 70% of this waste is actually coming from household. So it's huge considering that food insecurity is increasing with the current inflation, the UK, Europe. So yeah, it's a huge problem.
Yeah, and in addition to the food insecurity, which I know we're going to talk about, I imagine if we're investing all this energy to create a bunch of food and 30% of it is wasted, that creates problems on fossil fuel pollution, as well as I imagine some of this ends up in landfills.
Yeah, exactly. Lands, like it's the entire environment, which is like the victim of it. Like lands, lives, and everything's around like the food production.
We don't need to talk about age here, but you seem like you're in the younger generation. The younger generation has so many challenges facing it. What made you kind of select this one to put so much energy into?
So because I thought that the solution of Food Next Door is so easy. I thought that sometimes even if you care about something, it's hard to actually fight against it. I think there's so many battles, and the way Food Next Door tackle the problem of food waste is actually super easy. We're all capable of doing it, which is sharing with people living next to you. So that's why I thought it was really an easy solution to tackle the problem drastically.
That's so you saw the problem and you saw just an easy solution.
Yeah.
What is this? So this is a good time to tell. What is the solution?
So basically, Food Next Door offered a space for neighbors living in the same building, living in the same street, for them to share anytime they have extra food and avoid wasting. The idea is also that by creating this type of space, neighbors will reconnect, will talk to each other, will build trust, and then will be comfortable taking away something which has been opened, for example, or something that has been cooked from a neighbor that they know at the end of the day.
So how long have you been doing this? How long has it been up?
So it's been a year that I've been working on it almost full time during the weekend, and a year and a half. So during 6 months, I just created this WhatsApp group for my building, and I just wanted to see if it works, how people react. And I saw that it was working super well. And after 6 months, I decided to help other neighborhoods doing the same.
So what, you find someone like you in a neighborhood who then takes on the leadership role?
Yeah, exactly. So the way we do is that with an ambassador, so someone who's interested in climate change, someone who wants to make a difference and also wants to reduce food waste. So this person is called an ambassador, and thanks to an ambassador, we together create their community. So either we knock at their neighbor's door and we add neighbors to the group, or either we just distribute flyers with the QR code so neighbors can just join.
And this is, I think you said, but I also think I saw on your website screenshots, this is all based off of, you're using WhatsApp right now?
Yeah, exactly. So now everything is on WhatsApp. So we are about 300 members. And the idea is to move away from WhatsApp group to an app. So making it super focused on food waste, making it fun, interactive. And this is not an idea that I just had. It's something that I made this decision based on a survey that I sent to members. And yeah, they want all those kind of great stuff on an app, and they would like to move from an app to from a WhatsApp group.
I totally see it, because some of my listeners know I used to be in software engineering, but I also live in a place that makes a lot of use of WhatsApp right now.
Yeah.
And I see why in your case it makes a lot of sense to move over to an app. So first off, you have the cap, or the maximum number of people that can belong to a single channel.
Yeah.
Right. And then, yeah. And so you have these deployments, I think you said, in both Paris, metropolitan Paris, and metropolitan London.
Yeah.
Now, is that correct?
Yeah. And some groups as well in Lyon, in France. There is one group in Ireland as well. But those communities need to be built. So the group is created, and we need to get the ambassadors to add their neighbors to the group.
So can you share any, are there any that you'd care to share, particular success stories about the impact that Food Next Door has had?
Yeah, absolutely. So I actually counted 2 days ago all the donations that has been made thanks to those groups, and we have been able to save 670 food items from being wasted. As well, I think more than 200 home stuff, like could be furnitures or any other stuff. We have been able to save it as well from waste. And a good story that I'm super happy to tell you. It was 2 weeks ago. So I have a neighbor. He's part of my building, and he's very old. And someone who takes care of him messaged the community and said, we urgently need paracetamol for him. And someone gave it to him, and I was super happy that it also served for the health of residents.
So what are some of we already talked about things like, caps on the number of channel members and so forth, but are there some specific big challenges that you faced in building Food Next Door so far? And what are they, and how have you addressed them?
Yeah, so the main challenge is people tend to think it's a great idea, and often they are like, they want to do it, they want to create their community, but then once the group is created, once I send them everything they need, the guidance, the scripts to know what to say when they talk to their neighbors, time flies, and everyone has their own life, and sometimes they just forget about it. So that's the main challenge, and the way I address it is that I put a lot of effort to give the full support, to also come and help the ambassadors when I can, of course, when they are in London, and I do the door banking with them, and this worked super well. I see that ambassadors are super happy to do it this way as well. They feel more comfortable. So that's one of the main challenge which I was able to address. And of course, it's people also might still waste because we just and it happens to me as well. Like, even though I have a Food Next Door, sometimes it just happens. I forget about an item, even if I didn't plan to waste it, of course. So this is the typical, I think, the main challenge for Food Next Door. And the way Food Next Door address this problem is that we want to empower people to actually ask for a small amount of food. And we've seen on different groups that this also reminds people about what they have in their fridge, and then they are like, oh yeah, I had something that was nearly at the end of its life, and they give it away. And it's not about only giving; it's also asking for small quantities.
That's a clever response to that, asking members to create prompts instead of just relying on people. When I've heard of this type of thing being done in the past, and I'm trying to think exactly, but I think I read about or heard about something like this in San Francisco and something like this in New York. The way that they approached it wasn't through households, but it was through restaurants. And at the end of the day, and then they'll arrange these pickups for the restaurants, and then the restaurants will give the food, and then they get taken to shelters. Are you viewing Food Next Door solely as for households?
At first, yes. So the main focus is for neighbors first, and however, of course, businesses has like they need to actually do something about wasting as well. And once communities would be built, they would of course be I will try to partner with them, especially local independent shops or restaurants, for them to share to their local communities. It's good because for them, they as well stop food waste, can communicate about this. They can have a greater image, and as well they can just get closer to local communities, to potential new customers that are just nearby.
Yeah, there's something that's super, I mean, it's implicit in what you're doing that's super local about what you're doing. Because if you're talking about food that's, I don't know if you want to say near the end of its life, but not brand new, you're not going to ship that, across the country.
Yeah.
So this is all about neighbors coming together.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking to the future, what are your plans? What are your next steps? I mean, you mentioned the app.
Yes.
How does that fall into your bigger plan?
So the app is the main big project, which will be long. I'm trying to learn how to code today.
Oh wow, you're doing it yourself.
Yeah, I just want to learn and see how it goes. I made all the interfaces. I told you I interviewed the members, so I have an idea of the key features of the app. So I'm doing that. Of course, the other main project is also like to continue my projections, see how can I live from this business and keep members and users happy as well. So this is something that is challenging, but I know I'll be able to find it out. I just need a lot of work, and as soon as I have this answer, I'll go and ask for funding, and then I'll be able to grow and scale.
That's excellent. Well, you're clearly super driven. It's really impressive to someone my age looking, it's nice to see that level of optimism. Where would you like our listeners to learn about you and Food Next Door and connect with you?
So from the website, it's the channel where I'm the most proud of, and I think the information there is actually accurate and good. I still have a lot to do on socials, but still Food Next Door is on Instagram and LinkedIn, so they can follow both pages. The Instagram page is foodnextdoor.uk, because for now it's mainly in the UK, and Food Next Door is registered in the UK. But everyone can benefit from this kind of group, because every neighborhood need a space for food sharing, so people could be everywhere.
And the website you'd mentioned is foodnextdoor.net, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and if listeners are interested in becoming ambassadors, they can find your contact information on that website. And
yeah, absolutely. So there's my contact at the bottom of the page, and as well there's a form on the wait 1 second. So I think the page is called For Neighbors, and on it there is a form where they can sign up to become an ambassador. And from there, either I'll have a call with them, just understanding who they are, knowing them a bit better, or sending them a little type form where they can fill in few info, and then we can go from there. And I can create a group for them, sending them any collaterals they need. And hopefully in the past, so today all the ambassadors, some of them are in France, as I said, but most of them are in London, and we're able also to do stuff together, to go to the pub and just to chat and to exchange. And it's a great community of people. And in the future, hopefully we'll be able to do that as well in the US and in every country.
Excellent. Well, Camille, this has been a real pleasure. It really is inspirational talking to someone like you face to face. I love the work that you're doing. I love your positive application of modern technology, and honestly, even a Facebook product in particular, because that platform has been responsible for so much, and it's nice to see you using it for good. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to join us on the Healthier Tech podcast today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Healthier Tech podcast. Remember to check the show notes for all the links and resources mentioned in the show. Please like and subscribe to the Healthier Tech podcast on Apple, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice. Get your free quick start guide to building a healthier relationship with technology and our latest information at healthiertech.co.